I'm with DIY Detail today. Special guest Frank from Detailing Dogma. How are you today?
I'm good, Ivan. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks
for having me in your beautiful shop. We've got an M3 competition to detail. We're going to be doing polishing. We're going to be doing all sorts of things, even a coating on it. So stay tuned. And if you haven't subscribed to this man's channel yet, links are down below.
All right, Ivan. So is there a difference if I use hot water or cold water? Does it matter?
No. Have a water that's comfortable for you.
All right.
So in the summer, I use cold water. In the winter, I use hot water.
Excellent.
So we have 4 gallons of water in our bucket, which means 4 capfuls. Have you ever used a rinseless wash, Frank?
Yes, I did. Many times, a lot.
Okay.
I went to quite a few gallons actually, and I use it all the time for the clay bar.
Okay. But before we go on the surface with a rinseless wash, we need to spray a rinseless wash onto the surface.
The pre-spray.
Pre-spray. So I have over here our keg already loaded up.
So this one has foam.
A little bit of foam. More for fun than anything else.
Because it's a mix of detergent and polymer, right?
Right.
So that's why you've got some foam in it. So the pre-spray is only to add lubricity. Or it's going to clean better?
It's going to clean better because what you're doing now is we've emulsified the dirt on the surface.
Yeah.
Now the little bit of traffic film and dirt, because you've already pre-rinsed it, that is going to break down the dirt that is there, the traffic film. When we hit it with a sponge, now we have lubrication already in place. The dirt's already starting to break down, so it makes it a lot easier for us.
It'll just come off.
Yep.
Okay. You have 2 sponges?
Just one, so go ahead.
All right.
Yours.
So barely dripping.
Yeah, squeeze a little more.
A little more.
Yep.
Just on the verge of dripping.
Just on the verge of dripping, yes. One day there'll be a t-shirt that says that.
So when should I flip my sponge for a car dirty like this? It's not super dirty.
No. Do a panel or a section, like half the hood, then flip to the other side.
And I've seen you guys in a couple of your videos.
Right.
You do like a second pass with the other side. When do I have to do that?
If it's very dirty, then I like to do a second pass. In this case, we're going to be claying it and we're not going to be rinsing beforehand, so a second pass is a good thing.
A second pass is a good thing? Okay. Well, it glides really nice, I have to say. Oh, the car is blue all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So do I have to rub on the grid guard? No.
Not at all. Here, let me show you something.
I like the scent.
Yep. Green apples.
Green apples.
So we'll take the red side of the sponge.
Yep.
And we'll go along the rocker panel here. Probably the dirtiest part of the car.
That's right.
So we picked up a bit of dirt.
It's black.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Right. So you don't need to go down to the grit guard. You just need to literally touch the bucket and it cleans.
There's no magic trick.
No.
So guys, we have the truth revealed here.
Yeah, you've seen it on video, but people think it's fake on video. It's not fake.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
All right, Ivan. So the fact that the dirt released just that easy like this, it's because of the sponge.
Yes, the sponge in combination with the rinseless.
With the product, okay.
They're designed to work together. Engineering at its best.
Okay. And with your rinseless, is the dirt gonna fall at the bottom of the bucket, like
Yes.
some people
Yep.
like to say? Okay.
I'll follow behind you with the iron remover and the decontamination
All
tunnel.
right, sounds like a plan. Well, I have to say that it glides really nice. It's a nice user experience.
That's the whole idea. Detailing should be fun. It's not work. If it feels like you're working, you're probably doing something wrong. So this vehicle doesn't have a lot of mileage on it?
No, like 1,000,
Oh, okay.
but you feel it?
A little bit, yeah.
It's really contaminated. Maybe it sat for a while. So I'll do the top first.
Yep.
So this paint is called Tanzanite Blue. It's a
Okay.
metallic paint.
Yeah.
And when it's dark outside, it almost looks black. But with good lighting, it's a really nice blue. We have a half panel PPF, like a,
Yep.
how would you call that?
Just a
Like
lead,
a partial?
yeah, just
partial
the leading edge.
Did you add a perfume in the iron remover? I can smell something maybe different than the others.
No, there's no perfume or fragrance.
Okay.
We just have a little less of the sulfur smell.
Okay.
The surfactant helps to cut that down, and the fact that I'm not spraying it everywhere in the air makes it so it's not as bad.
We're not gonna cough.
No.
So what is it with some people are saying that the iron remover are pH neutral, and you have other people telling us it's actually acid. What
So
is it?
It is pH neutral in the bottle. As the iron remover is converting the rust to an oxide, it becomes acidic.
Okay.
But on the surface, it's not that acidic. It's
Okay.
not it doesn't all of a sudden change the surface to a pH of 2 or 3.
Okay.
It just goes from a pH of 7 to maybe a pH of 6.
Okay. When it reacts with iron,
Right.
the iron itself. Okay.
Well, it actually doesn't react with iron. It reacts with rust.
With rust.
Yeah. If there's no rust, this doesn't react.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need oxidized.
Rusted.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do the front bumper and go like around the clock.
Yeah.
This car has a lot of curves, so many little pieces. Probably not as fun for polishing, right?
No. So the wheel and body brush is great for using on the grill. So
Yeah.
off you go.
And it's gloss black, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The lubrication of the Rinseless combined with the flag tip nylon makes it so it's extremely safe.
Okay. Like I told you earlier in the Q&A, I tend to overthink.
Yes. But you've already gone over it with the Rinseless. You have Rinseless in the brush. You're safe.
All right. And there's no way we can clean that with a microfiber or a sponge. It will take so long to do that.
Yeah. When you're using a microfiber on a grill like that, you actually put more pressure on the microfiber than you do with the brush.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's actually safer with the brush.
When you think about it, when you try it yourself and you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It grill is really, really deep in there. That should be good.
So Frank,
Yeah.
the iron remover is starting to dry on the hood. Nothing to fear.
Nothing to worry about.
It'll rinse off quite easily.
All right.
So what got you into detailing?
Well, I was always washing my cars when I was younger,
Yep.
and but I was never really a fan of the washing itself. But eventually, I upgraded cars and I got into an Audi S4.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I had a GTI, and I just went online, went on YouTube. I don't know. I was watching YouTube maybe since 2010, but
Yeah.
with this car, I don't know. I felt like the need. I wanted to take care of it. It had a couple scratches on the door,
Yep.
so I went online and I started looking at videos, and this is where the passion started for me, and it never ended. It just
Excellent.
went from there, and it keeps going up, right?
Yep. And for a lot of people, it starts with they bought a special car that they really liked, and now it's how do I take care of it?
Yeah, exactly. So after that, I upgraded to an Audi S4. It was black,
Yeah.
and it was I don't know, pre-owned, 3 years old.
Okay.
And I had a friend that told me, "Hey man, you should never polish your car," because I was looking into it,
Yeah.
and he was so against it. He told me I was gonna burn my paint and all of that.
Uh-huh.
So I did more research, and I found the dual action polisher, and I found other things. So I finally gave in, and I bought a cheap polisher that I use only once because it was a jackhammer.
Yeah.
My hands were numbed after a couple panels. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
You know those?
Yeah.
So I got rid of that, and I don't know. Since then, I always want to polish. This is something I like so much.
We have someone on our channel. If you're watching now, Norm, you know who you are. That every time we do a video on polishing, he leaves a comment in capital letters: never, ever polish a car with a machine. Every time I respond, why? I've never gotten an answer why. So Norm, if you're watching, tell me why. Norm 379.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ivan, we've done the rinseless. You followed me with the iron remover,
Right.
and clean it. So now we have to rinse just the residue, right?
We have to rinse the iron remover residue off.
Okay.
If we hadn't used the iron remover, we could just dry the car.
Okay.
But we need to rinse it off, and we're going to be using water spot remover as well. So we like a nice wet surface for the water spot remover. We'll apply the water spot remover, then rinse it again, then dry, and we'll be done.
So we have a much better decon
Yes.
with a couple more steps. So Ivan, why does iron remover foam that much? It's always foamy, right?
Well, ours foams because we have a surfactant in it.
Oh,
We-
okay.
It's a cleaner as well as an iron remover at the same
So
time.
it cleans. Okay.
Yeah. And the surfactant gives us lubrication. Not all iron removers foam.
Okay. So what we're seeing now, the little sheeting effect, do you attribute that to maybe a dealer wax, or it's just a fully decon surface?
Fully decon surface. It's new paint. It only has 1,000 kilometers, so
it's naturally sheeting.
It's naturally sheeting.
Okay,
the
good.
best beading you'll ever see is a car straight out of the body shop. Right out of the paint booth, that's the best sheeting and beading you'll ever see, because the surface is pure.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, next step?
Next step, water spot remover.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to lightly spray it over the surface. We don't need to put a lot on. And then if you want to get a microfiber towel,
sure,
put it in a rinseless bucket, fold it, and then you're just going to agitate this.
The same bucket?
Same bucket.
So do we have to be worried with this product? Is there something to be aware of, or some general good practice to not screw up?
Always wear gloves.
When your hands are dry?
Yeah. You want the vehicle to be clean before you do this, obviously, because we are going to be agitating with the microfiber towel. So you don't want to be agitating dirt. We've cleaned it, we've decontaminated it. There's nothing left on this paint other than the possibility of minerals.
So if we had minerals, would that come off with the polishing step?
It will come off with the polishing step, but this is getting it off before the polishing, so the polish doesn't have as much work to do.
Okay.
And at the same time, if you had water spots on the surface, water spots, you never want to remove a water spot by polishing, because the minerals that are there, you're actually driving them deeper into the clear coat, and they're going to come back.
Because of the heat? Or?
Because of the heat, because of the friction. So this removes the minerals. You might still have etching caused by the minerals, but the minerals are now gone.
Okay, get it.
Yeah.
So we can get rid of the minerals itself with the product, the chemical.
Yeah.
And the polishing might remove the stain itself.
Right.
So what would be too much dwell time for the water spot remover? 5 minutes maximum? Would you say that's right?
As long as it's not drying, you're good. And if it does dry on the surface, it's not that big a deal, but you don't want to...
But not in the sun.
No, you don't want to force it. You don't want to force it.
Okay. So now I'm just giving some mechanic action to help the product work better, right?
Exactly. And you're not flipping the towel. Just the same side of the towel for the whole vehicle.
Okay.
Because we're spreading it out. We're using, the towel just as to agitate lightly the minerals.
Okay. And do I have to rinse this after that? Yeah.
Yeah. Then we can dry.
Okay. So if you were working outside,
half the car.
Half the car.
And you'll notice when you start rinsing.
I flipped because I picked up some dirt on the...
Oh, okay. Good move. Yeah. And you'll notice when we rinse it off, there'll be more beading than before.
Yeah, I already see something on the surface changing, right?
Right. Because now we've taken everything away off of the paint.
Okay.
There's nothing...
It seems like the surface tension is different.
Right. There's nothing in the water spot remover that promotes beading, but it promotes cleaning.
Okay.
So getting rid of the minerals, like the car that's full of salt in the winter, same thing. Getting rid of the minerals makes it a lot easier to clean and easier to dry and all of that fun stuff.
I can't wait to try that on my own car. Okay.
You mean this one isn't yours?
No. I wish. What is it with the minerals? Do we have minerals in the? Is it the minerals on the roads that gets wet on your car and bound there? What
Yeah, the minerals on the road are part of it. From washing as well, you don't have the ionized water, so you're getting minerals. People that use a blower to dry their cars,
Okay.
they're not only removing the water, but they're also evaporating some of it on there. So every time you wash your car, you're getting more minerals piling on.
Okay, I get it. But in this case, I've seen such a difference before we used the water spot remover and after.
Yes.
There's such a big difference in this car. This has maybe a couple months, right?
Yeah.
So how come did we get so much minerals on there? It hasn't been driven that much.
No, but it's been driven enough, and
Okay.
it might have sat in the dealer's lot for a while. You get minerals on the surface when it rains. The rain itself has no minerals in it,
No.
but you've had dust from gravel roads, etc., on the surface. That mixes with the water, causes water.
And maybe at the dealership they cleaned it once a week.
Yeah,
Once a week for a couple of months.
yeah,
Okay. Well, there's big difference, guys. Before we use the product, on the surface tension, I mean, the water looks way different than before.
yeah.
It's
It
really
looks like we
impressive.
put a sealant on it, but we
Yeah,
haven't.
yeah,
Yeah. We have the drying blanket.
Oh, is it new? It's been out for a while. You
It's
guys,
been out for a while, but we were out of stock for a long time. Now they're back in stock.
is this one from South Korea as well?
Yes.
But for me, I'm always feel confident when I see a Korean microfiber. I don't know, it's associated with quality microfiber, right?
Yes.
It's not the end all be all, but for me, I don't know.
The Chinese make a good microfiber as well, but the Koreans have the best reputation.
Yeah. So it depends how you spec it, right?
Yeah.
There's towel for every price, every taste.
Frank, I notice you have your light out here.
I do.
Right, and I know why. You
Okay.
saw me with a clay towel,
Mhm.
and you're thinking, this whole thing is going to be marred up. Have fun.
All right. So we can show on the camera. There's absolutely no swells. Obviously, this car is fairly new, but as you can see, this is an inspection light by Scan Grip. There's absolutely nothing on the paint. There's a bird poo here that it's stained that we're gonna take care of, but there's no clay marring. You know, when you clay and you put some pressure, sometimes you'll have like a sanding effect
Yes,
once you dry the car. But in this case,
nothing.
Ivan, I'm honest. I have to be honest. I see no difference.
Yep.
I see no marring, no traces, and this paint was contaminated quite a
Yes.
bit.
Yeah.
I told everyone earlier, this was really grimy.
Yeah. Now, we still have to rinse the wheels, but we're not going to be coating the wheels in the traditional way. We'll be using quick beads. Much
Sounds good.
easier, because these
Yeah.
wheels are very, very intricate. To me, every spoke should be $20 if you're coating it. So this is like $1,000 per wheel. They're just very, very intricate.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
So
So quick beads, it's a spray and rinse.
spray and
I'm
rinse
guessing?
ceramic, yeah, with graphene in it. It makes coating wheels a lot easier. And every time you wash the car, a couple sprays, they'll be good for
Yeah.
a long time.
And you don't need much
No,
for
no. No.
the application.
Yeah, so we need to rinse off the all clean.
Did we do that?
No, not yet. So water, it's beating a little bit on here.
I did a good job in the cleaning. I used quality cleaners.
Yeah. Give it 30 seconds and then
30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it from bottom up or
on a wheel, it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter?
On the paint, yes, you want to go from the bottom up because you're activating it. But a wheel, because of all the different angles, doesn't matter. Just get it in there.
And is it water activated or pressure activated? Doesn't matter
Water.
if water.
Not pressure.
Garden hose is fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Garden hose is actually better sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. It smells like grape. Am I wrong?
It has a bit of a grape smell
Yeah.
to it. Yep.
Okay.
Have fun.
All right.
And you want to keep spraying until you have no more of the white foam.
Okay. Yeah, it's big difference. So every wash I can top that, and now
Yep.
much easier to dry.
Exactly.
Much easier, and the sheeting will help as well.
Yep. Now on the front wheel, I'll show you a different way of applying it.
Okay. So now it's sheeting.
Yeah, now it's sheeting. Now you're going to turn your pressure up just a little bit.
Okay.
And instead of spraying it on the wheel, we'll spray it here.
On the front.
And just move your...
Okay. So it's pushing the product towards the wheel.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we can see the white foam.
Yep. So if you're working in direct sunlight, this is a way to get it on and off much easier.
Mm-hmm. Look how the sheeting is nice.
Yep. Frank,
Yeah.
you've never finished a car with a rotary.
Never. So am I gonna do some buffer trail on this?
If you want to, I can teach you how to do buffer trails, but I'd rather teach you how to finish it properly.
Yeah, well, that's what we want, right?
Okay, so first thing, speed 1.
Speed 1. Good.
Put it on the surface.
Of course.
Now, no pressure on the machine.
Okay.
Use your trigger lock.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, go for it.
Flat.
Flat, no pressure. And don't hold on to the machine.
2 fingers.
And 2 fingers at the back, too. Just
Okay.
one on either side. Yeah. The less you hold on to it, the easier it's going to be. Now in this car, we're just doing an enhancement,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't need to do 3 hours of polishing on it.
Yeah.
And now you're getting into body lines.
Should I tilt a little bit?
No, no tilt. Keep it flat.
Can I go over the body line?
Yep. So that's why we have a waffle pad. Notice it's getting in everywhere.
It's going over. Okay. Should I keep going?
Yeah, you're good. Keep going.
Okay.
Now another thing, Frank, stand up straight.
Yeah.
You don't need to smell the polish. It smells like bananas, it smells good, but you don't need to be smelling the polish.
Got it.
So the less you hold the machine, the easier it is to work.
Yeah, I'm just kind of following the flow.
Yeah.
It's not dragging. It's slightly more, but sometimes it get back.
Yeah,
It
that's
gets back.
because of the angle. So when you're using a rotary, if you want to create swirls,
Mm-hmm.
there's a couple ways to create swirls.
Yeah.
Okay, or buffer trails. One is put it up on an angle. Another one is add pressure. So if you keep it flat and you basically don't hold on to the machine, you won't have any buffer trails. Let the machine do the work.
Yeah.
You've hired the machine, let it do its job.
And that's enough to remove any haze or whatever we had left from the
Yep,
either the previous step or fine swirls.
exactly.
We're gonna wipe this off.
Yep, wipe it off. Get your inspection light. We'll see if we have buffer trail.
Okay.
So damp towel first,
Yeah.
then the dry towel. And you're not trying to remove everything with the damp towel, you're just breaking down the polishing oils.
Okay. So we did have the hood.
Yeah. And now your dry towel.
just by wiping it off, I feel it's a different kind of technology of, of what I'm used to. I feel it's very different.
See any bumper trails?
No.
But look at the metallic here, and look at the metallic where you didn't polish.
Oh wow, it's popping that much, so much more.
Yeah.
I'd say at least 50%. I can believe it.
Yeah.
Go back on the other side after that. Obviously, you see it's metallic, but it's not as great.
Right.
Such an improvement, and this car has no swirls pretty much.
No.
We just glossed it up, and I did half the hood in less than 2 minutes.
Yep.
Wow, I'm impressed.
So you polish, I'll wipe off behind you, and we'll get it done in an hour at the most.
Okay, Ivan, so I'm working a smaller section. Should I do like 2 quick passes or just one is enough?
1 or 2, that's all you need.
Okay.
We're just going for gloss. We don't have any paint correction to do. We're just enhancing.
Okay.
So
is this a good example? That...
Yeah, now you're still a little wet, so you can do a little further.
Okay.
If the machine starts feeling grabby,
also maybe that's what I was feeling over there.
Yeah, if it starts feeling grabby, that means you're missing on lubrication.
Okay, got it. All right, Ivan. So I have this pillar to do.
Right.
Do I have to tape the matte rubber?
No.
No?
Keep polishing.
Keep polishing, okay.
Yep.
Is it gonna change color?
No.
I'm gonna polish.
It's gonna clean it. That's all it's gonna do.
Okay. So do I have to be even on polishing this section?
No.
No. Okay.
Don't stress.
Okay, I don't want to ruin it.
No, you won't. Frank?
Yeah.
Next step, panel prep.
Yes.
So we've polished, we've wiped off the polish with the rinseless wash. This is a formality more than anything, just to make sure it's an insurance. Panel prep, we don't spray on the vehicle.
No, okay.
It's a great way of wasting product, and you risk damaging the vehicle because you can super clean an area.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right. So we spray on our towel.
Yeah.
And I like to use a short nap towel for this. And now I wipe.
Yeah.
And while it's still wet, you wipe with the second towel.
Okay. It's very different from what I've seen. The smell and the flashing effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's smooth, it's easy to do. And what we're doing, the reason we're wiping it off while it's still wet is now you've floated any oils or contaminants to the surface of the panel prep, then you wipe it off.
So you pick it up.
Right.
Okay.
If you're just working the towel in, all you're doing is working the dirt back into the panel.
Okay.
So we just need to go around like that.
Well, I like it because I'm used to grabby IPA or panel preps. And your towel lint and all that. I'd say it's the least favorite step of mine, but this product seems really different.
And it's designed for our coatings. So if you're using another brand of coating and they have a panel prep, use their panel prep.
Okay.
But if you're using DIY coatings, you're using DIY panel prep.
So if you want this panel prep, you need to switch to your coatings too.
Yeah. And the reason we suggest that you use the same panel prep as the coating you're using is they're engineered to work together. A lot of people will mix and match panel preps.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, and you may not get the best results from your coating because now what you're doing is some panel preps, as you know, have fragrances in them. Some have dyes. Well, those dyes might not work with our coating.
Okay.
Those fragrances may not work, you know, the brand A fragrance might not work with the coating from brand B.
Okay.
So if they provide or if they sell a panel prep designed for their coating, use that. It's a system. Follow the system and everything will be good.
Okay. But a clean and oil-free panel should be the same from one panel prep to the other, no?
No. Again, fragrances are left behind.
Okay.
Colors.
So there's still something behind.
Yeah. Our panel prep, as an example, has a surfactant in it.
Okay.
That surfactant may not be a good thing for another brand of coatings.
So you keep reloading.
A
You
little
have
bit.
to reload.
A little
from
bit.
panels?
When I see that it's starting to get dry, I just add a little more.
Okay.
Because I want you to be able to get to it before it dries.
Oh, okay.
In other words, hurry up. And some coatings don't even have a panel prep. So as an example, we have our C6 line of coatings. With the C6, we have a adhesion promotion polish.
Like a primer polish.
No, it's not a primer polish.
Okay.
A primer polish fills the surface. Ours actually opens up the pores and locks them in an open state.
Okay, interesting.
So the adhesion promoter polish you can use with the DIY coatings, and actually that you can use with other coatings because it leaves nothing behind.
Okay. So let's say I had some haze from a previous step. Can I finish it off with it? Or
It has just a very, very little bit of abrasive in it.
so it won't really finish the paint?
No,
Okay.
it will, but it's not
It's not built for that.
you're not going to be cutting with it.
Okay. So Ivan, is it just IPA, like alcohol-based and all the things that we used to hear about IPA or panel preps?
So IPA you leave in your medicine cabinet in the bathroom. It's not meant for the garage. There's the IPA is too dry, so it evaporates too quickly, and you actually risk scratching the surface.
It can swell the paint as well, huh?
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
okay.
So ours has a bit of an alcohol smell to it, but it's propanol. It's not IPA.
Yeah, I can smell it. I can smell it. It's different. But it's not toxic. I'm not coughing.
No, there's no fragrances in it. It's just, this is the natural product. We didn't want any fragrances. We didn't want any colorants. We just want clean. So, Frank,
Yeah.
we have 3 coatings to choose from. Now, you know what your customer wants.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what the 3 coatings are, and then you can tell me what your customer wants. We have our 3-year graphene coating,
Yes.
and it's the only one that has graphene. And the graphene is there specifically for water spot resistance. It's not water spot proof, just water spot resistance.
When the car goes out or during the maintenance?
During maintenance. So if,
Okay.
if the person is parking beside a sprinkler or just sits there with a hose and, oh look, I can hose my car off and then drives away. That's the type of person that needs the 3-year guarantee.
Right.
Then we have our 5-year. And some people have named it the king of gloss. It brings out the most gloss and depth to the paint.
Right.
And then we have our 8-year, which is our most durable coating, but also our most chemically resistant coating. And best self-cleaning ability.
Oh, okay. Good
So
point.
it depends what you want. And then we also have the stack. So you can do the 5-year with the 3-year on top. And there's a very specific window. You have to wait at least 2 hours to put the 3-year onto it, but no more than 8. Because we're not putting it on top, we're actually combining the two chemically together.
So you don't want it, the first layer to dry too long.
Right.
Okay.
And that gives you phenomenal gloss and a bit of the water spot resistance.
Okay.
And then the 8-year, 3-year stack is our premium coating offering other than the C6 Hydro Light. But in the DIY coatings, that's the premium offering. And what that does, it gives you an extremely, extremely hydrophobic self-cleaning coating that is just slicker than you've ever felt.
All right.
Yeah. But what does your
Sounds
customer
great.
want?
Well, he's not going to keep this for too long.
Right?
And I'm guessing the gloss is what we're after.
Okay.
So that's a 5-year.
Gloss
Right.
it is.
Good. The ease of application is the same between the three?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the 8 is actually the easiest one to apply.
Okay.
I don't feel a difference, but a lot of customers have said, oh, the 8 is so much easier to apply. Again, I don't feel a difference, but a lot of people do.
Okay.
So we have a foam applicator, probably something you haven't seen before.
No,
You're used to the little microfiber blocks,
Yes.
right? Okay. This is a lot easier. First of all, you don't have to hold onto it. It holds onto you.
That's right.
Yeah. Our bottles are aluminum,
Mm-hmm.
so if you accidentally drop it on the ground,
One
it's not going to shatter.
Okay.
Might dent, but you're not going to shatter. The first application, I need to prime my pad.
Yes.
So I'm going to put 10 or 12 drops.
That's it.
And then normally I box in a section, but in this case, I'm going to start in the center because I know I have too much on my pad. So I'm going to start in the center, and you'll see just how thick it is. I don't want it that thick.
Yeah. Okay.
I want it much, much thinner than that. So I'm going to spread it out as far as I can.
Circles.
Circular motions. The reason for the circular motions, it gives you a much more level coating. And every time you start and stop with an applicator, you leave a high spot. So we've coated half the hood. Now it's quite humid in here. You might be able to hear the dehumidifier in the background. But what we have, you see that it's almost clear.
Yeah.
When 50% of it goes to clear, you take your first towel and level it off. No pressure, just glide it across the surface.
Oh, wow.
Because we're not removing coating, we're just spreading it thinner.
Okay. Should I try to buff off the whole thing or just going over and to the second towel after?
It's up to you. Don't overthink it.
Well, it's really slick and I'm not seeing much right now.
Yeah. We're not buffing anything, we're just leveling. And then from there, you take the insurance towel and just give it a quick wipe.
And if I put this in the window, it's not a good idea, right?
You can put it in the window if you want.
Okay.
It doesn't get wet. If it gets wet, you've got a problem.
Wow, that's so easy and quick. I can already tell I would save time.
Yes. And then from here, I'm just going to put 2 or 3 drops on the pad. Now, I always want to overlap where I've already done before. So we went up to this body line here. So I'm actually going to go past the body line to apply. And I go onto the front bumper and I go onto the fender.
So why do we do that? Why we go back overlap on the other panel that we just did?
To make sure that there's no missed areas.
We have a better coverage,
Yeah.
or the best coverage we can get.
best coverage we can get.
And how much did you reload?
2 drops.
2 drops only?
Yeah.
And if I put another 12 on each panel, it's going to be too wet, right?
Yeah, no, you're not going to have a fun day.
Okay. So I still get great performance on the coating that way.
Yes.
Okay.
More is not better. And when you're wiping off, you want to make sure that you go past the panel as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you feel how slick that is
Yeah.
immediately, and in half an hour it'll be even slicker.
And is there a sign if I'm too late to the buffing, to the leveling? Would that be like a grabby?
Yeah, it'll be a little grabby.
So that's a sign that I'm too late?
Too late? Well, not too late. You just apply a little more coating on top.
Okay. So when it goes easy like this, the timing is
It's
right.
perfect, yeah.
Okay.
If you have too much on the surface and your towel feels like the first towel feels like it's grabby going over the surface, then you're too soon.
Okay.
Or if it feels like you're moving liquid around.
So grabby is too soon or too late?
Well, the too late, you'll wipe and you won't get rid of the high spots. It won't be grabby, it won't get rid of the high spots.
Okay, you'll have to reapply.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So I'm doing the A pillar all the way to the back fender.
Can you reuse your low pile towel? Can you wash them and reuse it? Do you recommend that? Or
Yeah,
recommend...
as soon as you're done, you put it in your rinseless or your soap bucket. So anything with surfactants for at least 15 minutes. And that will basically stop the coating from cross-linking. Every coating manufacturer, including us, tells you don't wash the car for 7 days.
Yeah.
Why is that?
To let the coating cure. And not,
right. But
not
if you
use surfactants.
Yeah, not to use surfactants. That's actually for the first 3 days. The other part of that 7 days is because of delamination. So it's pressure that can actually damage the coating or separate the bond from the coating to the paint.
Okay.
So if we...
Pressure from the pressure washer?
No, pressure from someone applying.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. So I did the whole rear quarter.
Okay.
So while he's wiping off the rear quarter, I can go to the front door and do the front door. I'm not in his way and he's not in mine.
Well, I like the fact that you still have sometimes some leeway between the buffs, between the leveling. I'm used to like a 30-second leveling.
Oh, no, it's 2 to 5 minutes. Now, the humidity is rather high in your shop because of the, us washing the car and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But since the humidity is high, it's cross-linking a little faster.
So in normal condition, because we closed it for the sound, right?
Yes.
But if we had it running the whole time, it would have been maybe like 50-degree humidity.
Yeah.
So that would have been even more time for me to buff.
Exactly.
Okay.
But normally if you're working by yourself, do a panel, then level it. Do the next panel, level it.
Yeah, I like to work a full panel, like when you're splitting a door in 3.
No.
Put that away, pick up your coating, reapply, reuse your towel.
Yeah.
It's never ending, right?
And if you can drop your humidity to like 30 or 40%, then you can do half the car almost before you have to level.
Half the car, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that I'm pushing the coating on other panels. I'm not seeing that I'm leaving coating behind, right? Because maybe we applied it thinner. That's what I'm used to. And it's not necessary to add more?
No,
Okay.
more is not better. When it's too wet like this, you take your leveling towel and stop. See the weave of the towel?
Yes.
That means it's still too wet.
Okay.
Frank, have you ever had what I call a phantom high spot? So
Yes.
you wipe the car, it's perfect. You come back a half hour later and there's a high spot.
Yeah. I close the light and I use my inspection light and
Yeah.
it's still coming back.
Right. What's happened is you've actually put the coating on too thick. It's forming a skin, but under that skin you still have a lot of solvents that want to come out.
Ah,
They come out, you have that high spot again. You level it. You might have to do that 2 or 3 times before you get that. That's what happens when you put a coating on too thick.
okay. So if I wiped it up 3 times, let's say,
Yeah.
a real high spot eventually?
No.
No, okay, it'll be fine.
Eventually the solvent will work out.
Okay.
But if you get a phantom high spot, keep your eyes on it for at least a couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
This one should be dry enough to go now. And if you're watching on the DIY channel, well, go over to the Detailing Dogma channel, give them a heads up, say you came over from DIY Detail, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you haven't done that with ours, do that as well. So we're putting it on the PPF as well. The coatings can go on PPF, on wrap, on anything you need.
It's going to last as long. We've been told before that it works with the PPF, but it might not last as long, or it might.
It depends on the PPF.
Okay, depends on the brand of the
Right,
PPF.
but it's not going to damage the PPF in any way.
Okay.
So Frank, what do you think?
All right, it's great. Really simple, straightforward. As far as the applicator, it's different, but I like it.
Yeah,
I'm not absorbing the coating. I'm just spreading it, right?
exactly.
And we use very little of the coating itself. You showed me to apply a good amount, but fairly thin.
Yeah,
It's easier to pick up, and then I can't wait to see the car outside, the way it looks with the natural sunlight.
yeah. It'll be very, very, very glossy. We'll see the metallic more than when it came in.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Good.
How was your first experience with polishing with the rotary or
Yeah.
finishing with the rotary?
It was a bit nerve-wracking for the first time, but after this car, I guess I could be more confident for the next one. And the pad is soft, and even going over all the body lines, there's no stress if you're not applying pressure. Speed 1,
Yeah,
it was not a problem. And I've seen you remove a couple nasty stuff on this,
yeah,
and it works great. I would have to give it more time behind the machine.
excellent.
But I loved it.
If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, leave them below. Don't forget to check out Frank at Detailing Dogma, and you might want to watch this video right here.